London, 1952. A city alive with movement, industry, and quiet routine. People walked to work, buses filled the streets, and above it all, smoke rose into the cold winter sky. No one knew the danger had already begun. It started like any other fog, soft, slow, familiar. A yellow haze rolled through the streets, wrapping itself around buildings and people. No alarms, no panic, just another cold morning in London. But this fog was different. It thickened, darkened, turned unnatural. Streetlights faded into dull glows, figures disappeared just steps away, and the air began to feel wrong. Drivers strained their eyes, leaning forward into the unknown. The road vanished ahead of them. Every turn became a risk, every second uncertain. London was slowly going blind. Soon, the city began to stop. Cars were abandoned mid-road, buses halted, footsteps faded. The streets fell into an eerie, unnatural silence. Then the fog crossed a line. It slipped beneath doors, through windows, into homes. There was no escape. What was outside was now inside. The city was sealed in. People began to cough. At first it seemed harmless, but the air burned their throats, tightened their lungs. Each breath became heavier than the last. Something invisible was attacking them. Hospitals started to fill. Patients arrived gasping, desperate for air. Doctors searched for answers, but there were none. The city wasn't just sick, it was suffocating. Beds filled faster than they could be cleared. Nurses rushed between patients. The air inside felt no safer than the streets outside. Even here, the fog had followed them, and it wasn't letting go. Outside, London stood still. A lone figure moved through the thick silence. No voices, no engines, just footsteps and the sound of distant coughing. A city frozen in fear. The truth was terrifying. The fog wasn't just fog, it was poison, filled with smoke, chemicals, and deadly particles. Every breath brought people closer to death. And then, people began to fall. On sidewalks, in homes, on their way to safety. Without warning, their bodies gave in. The air had turned against them, and there was nothing they could do. The deaths came quietly, then all at once. Ambulances moved through the fog, collecting the fallen. Numbers climbed higher each day. London was losing its people, one breath at a time. Above it all, the fog refused to move. A deadly blanket trapped by the cold air. Pollution from thousands of fires locked in place. The city was choking itself, and it couldn't escape. After 5 long days, the fog began to fade. Sunlight finally broke through the darkness. But what it revealed was a city forever changed, and thousands already gone. Those who lived would never forget. The silence, the fear, the helplessness. They had breathed death and survived, but the memory would stay with them forever. The disaster became known as the Great Smog of London, a tragedy that changed how the world saw air itself. Because sometimes, the greatest danger isn't what you see, it's what you breathe.